Hello and welcome to the second in our series of how to solve cryptic crossword puzzles. So if you've watched the first video, then you'll know that we successfully completed the first mini cryptic. And so now it's time to take a look at another puzzle. Now, if you'd like to try this puzzle before watching my solve, then you can do so. There'll be a link in the description to this video on YouTube that you can follow to have a go at this puzzle yourself. If you're new to cryptic crosswords, which you may well be if you're following this series, then you might want to watch a couple more videos in this series first before tackling your first puzzle. But if you're feeling confident, then go ahead and please do try and solve it first. Okay, so I'm going to start with one across, as is traditional. And the clue here is an interesting one. Takes home state vases. So again, what we need to try and work out is which part of the clue is the definition and which one is the cryptic part of the clue. So with this puzzle, takes home, you might think of referring to earning money. So let's see if that fits. So let's try earns. Now, can earns be state vases? Well, not obviously so, but this is a homophone clue. You need to say earns out loud and see if it reminds you of another word. So if you state the word vases, so a word for vases is earns. So if you state it, as in just say it out loud, then it sounds like earns. So in fact, takes home state vases is telling you to find a word that means takes home and sounds like a word for vases. So that's how that clue works. They can be quite hard to spot, and some people do quibble over pronunciation as well. But you often see a homophone clue maybe once per puzzle, once every couple of puzzles, so they're not massively uncommon. So yeah, do look out for those. They can be quite good fun when you solve them as well. One down, we now have the E at the start. Stopped blowing top and took the edge off. So I'm thinking here we're looking for a word that means stopped blowing the top, which means remove the first letter. And overall, it will mean took the edge off. But if you take the edge off something, then you ease it. So took the edge off is eased. So we're looking for a word for stopped. That is something EASED. So stopped. So ceased. So take the C off ceased, and then you get eased. So that's how this clue works. Let's look at two down. Removes tie from rotaries and laughs loudly. So let's imagine the answer is probably laughs loudly here. And often you don't know. Often the way you solve them is to try and think of synonyms for either the start or the end of the clue, and then see if you can work out how it would fit the other part as well. So you could just as equally think of a word that means removes or removes tie from, and then see if you can find a way for it to fit the other part of the clue, then vice versa. But here, laughs loudly makes me think of roars. So let's look at the word rotaries. And if you literally remove the letters of tie from the word rotary, so that's the T, the I, and the E, then you're left with roars. Let's look at four across. Oddly, some painting is clever. Okay, so when you see the word oddly in a cryptic clue, it can mean an anagram, but very often it means take the odd letters of a word. You can also see the word regularly, which sometimes means take the odd letters, but normally means take the even letters. So those are a couple of kind of words that when you see those, once you've solved a few cryptic crosswords, they always make you think that something's going on to do with taking odd letters or regular letters. So oddly some is SM because the odd letters of some are the first and third letters. Painting is art, so SM art is clever, smart. Let's go to three down. Fight otters retreating without resistance. So this is 3-2. Okay, so a word for a fight. 3-2 is a set 2. And then otters retreating. So retreating again often means going backwards. So if you imagine the word otters going backwards, OTTERS. Okay, well, where's the R gone? it's without resistance. So resistance in electronics, the letter R. So R can mean right, it can mean resistance, it can mean radius, which we saw in the first puzzle in the series. So this is where you do kind of just learn over time what the common abbreviations are for individual letters. So it's otters backwards without the R, without resistance, to get a fight, which finally leaves 5 across. And this one you probably can solve just by looking at the letters. I can certainly only think of one word that fits, which is disco. So let's put that in, then look at the clue. Okay, so we're creating a style of music, so that's clearly disco. Inspector's Company. So this is another good one to introduce you to a couple of classic things that appear in cryptic crosswords. So inspector is very often DI, detective inspector, and inspectors here with the S, so that's DIs, and company is very often co. Obviously short for company is co. So there you go, disco. Let's just check that's correct, and it is. Okay, so that's the second of our mini cryptic solved. Hopefully solving another one very soon, so please do stay tuned. And if you're finding this video useful, or if you think there's a way we could make them more useful, then please do let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.